Grind City affiliates, we go hard. Is you down? Is you down? Grind City affiliates, we go hard. Look around, you'll see. Grind City affiliates, we go hard. If you down with the underground, you floating this way, why? Grind City affiliates, we go hard. You know we got that illness, that realness. Grind City affiliates, we go hard. Don't play with the ill shit, come with the realness. Grind City affiliates, we go hard. Grind City affiliates, we go hard. Grind City affiliates, we go hard. Grind City TV, better get with the city. Network Roku, submit. If you got the hotness and you wanna be on TV, submit. Hip hop, neo soul, reggae, smooth and she TV, submit. We only play the best, cause we the best in indie TV, submit. Y'all know who it is, reppin' PA Grind City TV, submit. Grind City TV Network is taking music video submissions for rotation placement. Go to grindcitystudio@gmail.com, send us your YouTube video URL and your artist name, and we'll get back at you. Airtime is also available for advertising. We're also taking submissions for new indie TV show series. Give K-Bay a call, 412-251-9620 for more information. Add us on Roku, Grind City TV Network. No Roku? See us on the net, grindcity.biz, and get the mobile app on Google Play. Submit.
You're watching Youth.
Welcome to TikTok Sports. Today we're at Coach's Corner. It's the man Coach Scrap. And today we're with Sean Moorfield Sr. of the Pittsburgh Kings organization, football organization. Used to be in the Pac 6, currently in the WPYA youth football league. Keep going, keep going.
Look.
All right, fine. So today has been a trying day.
Okay.
Mike and everyone. So if you'd like to give everybody an introduction what it is that your organization does and just some information in the history of the Pittsburgh Kings.
Okay, that's cool. So I'm Sean Moorfield Sr., like you said. I'm the president of the Pittsburgh Kings organization. We started in 2015 with just flag football at first. We was just trying to get the kids something to do, and as the kids and the parents asked more and more for us to do contact football, you know, it started putting that bug in us. You know what I mean? Maybe we should give them this. They kept asking for it. So that's how the Pittsburgh Kings was then birthed as a contact football team.
Okay.
So we was around a few years before flag football, and during that time, flag football was considered a soft sport. You know, we come from the inner city, very toughness. You know what I mean? Very tough. You know, it's about hard hitting and playing like that. So when we introduced flag football in the inner city, ain't nobody know what's going on. But as you know now, flag football is worldwide, and everybody's in it now. But we're here now. We've been around 4 years doing contact football. We just celebrated this past season back-to-back championships in Pac-6. Our 11 and 12-year-old team, which was our oldest team, and We looking to add our 13, 14-year-old team back and add some more championships for sure.
Okay, so where do you guys hold your practices, and where do you hold your games? Do you have your own home field? Do you guys play in? Do you have a stadium? Where do you guys play your games at?
Our practices are held on Polson at the park, right by the spray park, which is nice for the summertime for the players. Home games are held at Joe Natoli Field, down by the zoo in Morningside.
Okay.
That's our home field. We share that with no football team.
Cool. So that's where Morningside used to play?
Yeah.
Where Morningside
Yep,
used to play?
exactly.
There was a lot of good football down there. So you originally, so your history as league-wise, you originally started flag. What league was that? Was that just something that y'all had as an organization for just a bunch of young individuals, or were you a part of a league or anything?
Nope, we just started flag out of nowhere. Started just signing kids up. Caught on really quick because there was nothing to do in the spring. And once we started that, we just put all the kids' names in a hat, and we just put kids on teams.
Okay.
Second year came along, we decided to do a draft. Then we, made it a little more fun, started drafting. Then we added shirts to it,
So,
team names.
okay.
We evolved it.
So with your draft, how did you go about drafting your players? Did you have them do some type of little combine or something, or like had the players
Yep,
come
exactly.
out and they
Yeah,
had the coaches come out and pick, like write down who they may have wanted or stuff like that? That's how y'all did it?
Yep, and it got really fun because all the coaches are there at the combine looking, and now they're acting as scouts. And they're having fun with that. They're seeing kids they never seen before, pure speed or some hands, and now they're jotting names down. And we did our little combine piece on Saturday. Then on Sunday we did our draft. We didn't spread it out like the NFL would do. We didn't spread it out anything like that. But it was just our little way to, make it fun.
Okay. And then after that, your organization moved on to contact football.
That moved on. We still do flag every
No, I know,
year.
but y'all expanded.
Yep.
I'll use a bit better term. Y'all expanded
Yep.
to contact football. And which league when you expanded your into contact football? What league did you participate in?
So the league we went to initially was called SWAG, and we joined that league, who I believe at the time was in their second or third year in existence. And we joined that league. The league, when we went around shopping for leagues, that league seemed to have the most relatable things and what we embody. So we thought that would be the best fit for us with just 3 teams, the Termites, the Mighty Mites, and the Midgets.
Right.
And we joined that league with 3 teams, and, we were new. So jerseys wasn't that fresh. Kids was still a lot of new kids to football, but the kids had a great time, and our coaches had a great time. Yep.
Okay. And so then after that league dismantled, and
Yep.
player coaches and teams and organizations went on a like a frantic run
Yes.
to get the organization somewhere to play.
Yep.
And this is where the conversation is going to get just a little bit heavy.
Yep.
Like it's going to get a little bit heavy.
Yep.
So,
Guard
I mean,
the loins, they say.
we have had our own conversations
Yep.
in stands and watching games and things like that. So on to your next level. You're basically forced to go a route as far as with your organization
Yes.
because of basically not being accepted.
Well,
I
let's
wouldn't
call
say
it
accepted, but I would
well-
say not being taken serious. What would you
somewhat, and I would say somewhat politics.
politics?
Little league politics. We all know that it's real and that it's their little league politics, and that was the belief of the reason why we were forced to take our talents to Pac-6. Now, doing so, the Pac-6 welcomed us with open arms. Now, being that they're in Westmoreland County and we're from Pittsburgh, we never expected them to receive us how they did. You know,
I could piggyback off of that because they had to apologize. They had to make an apology. You know what I mean? They had to apologize to certain organizations and certain type of organizations because at one time in their history, they did an organization totally wrong. They made the news about it, but you know, it turned out to when it happened, it turned out to create an opportunity that was created for your organization. So,
correct.
You know, it all trickles down into like dominoes or whatever. But it was great to see because I know what happened over in that league. There was different. There was different change of power.
Yep, that's what happened.
Different.
The change of power is with the vice president at the time who actually reached out to bring us over there. Her name was Tina.
Tina, correct.
She brought us over there, and she thought how I thought. Our kids play each other in high school, and how she felt was the inner city kids have so much talent and speed, and when they play each other in high school, their kids never had seen that level of talent and speed before. So she wanted to kind of bridge the gap, and she's like, if they could play together in high school, why can't they do it in Little League?
Right, which makes sense.
And so it made, I guess you would say, the perfect time and the perfect message situations where we was able to try to close that gap, because I'm all for that. I'm all for development of the kids,
right,
and showing them something different, and that's exactly what our first year in the Pac-6 was. It was showing our inner city kids look like when our councilmen and our congressmen and things like that, they really go to bat for us, and they give us, you know, nice playing fields to play on with, you know, lights, locker rooms,
right,
nice bathrooms, things like that.
Right. So then again, after being in a league that dismantled,
Crazy.
the next league dismantles, correct?
Yep.
So now
same exact situation. Same thing that happened with Swag. Same thing that happened with Pac-6.
So you got to spin Ben now.
Yep.
And spin Ben back.
Yep.
To where you tried to get to in the first place.
Correct.
And then now, this time, understanding that after building your organization, that league gave you opportunity to be in their league.
Yep.
And you would have been in their league this year, but you weren't able to play because of COVID.
Correct.
Okay.
COVID rules, we would have lined up, we would have played. And one thing is, when we went to that Pac-6 league, we had to dismantle our 13 and 14-year-old kids.
Right.
And we were adding 7 and 8-year-olds anyway. So adding 7 and 8-year-olds wasn't a big thing because we were in the process of adding that. You know, it just takes time to build up to add 5 teams like most Little League teams do.
Right. Okay.
And over there, they don't do 13 and 14-year-olds because they have middle school football.
Right. So, and also with that, so for 2 years, basically your players went off to probably play for other organizations.
Yep, destroyed us every year.
So now,
Every year hurt.
So now this year, you got to try to revamp that and bring back. You're able to bring back players that won the championship last year.
Yes.
And thought that their season was over.
Yes.
So now they got you're kind of, not even kind of, just because knowing how the politics and the way that people are in youth football, they're going to test you because you won a couple championships. So
That's okay.
No, you know, I know it's okay. It's 100%
It's okay.
okay.
Win or lose, we going to be us. Our name, the Pittsburgh Kings, is for a reason. Now, a lot of people will say that's bold, naming yourself the Kings. And our cheerleaders are named the Queens. And It's bold because nobody has ever done it before.
Los Angeles.
If it wasn't so bold, they would have done it also our colors, red, black, and green. So
That's the bold statement. I
That-
think
that's
the
the
Kings
bold
is
sta-
like, you
the-
know,
the
Los
pri-
Angeles Kings, you know.
and then the pride that we show. So that's the thing. Our logo is a lion with a crown on his head. And so the whole thought and idea behind that is we want to make sure our young kings and queens know how they are looked at from us. They are our future. So instead of just saying the kids are our future, how about let's show them. Let's name them this, and let's give them all the tools they need to carry themselves in such a way. And so that's what we do. We do real mentoring. I'm talking about we are in these kids' lives forever. We have kids this far beyond Little League, and if I walk into the room, you know, they still shrink a little bit.
As
You
they
know what I
should.
mean? And also they still call me for advice.
Okay.
They need something. It's real.
So do you coach also? Do you
I-
coach and you run the program?
I do.
Okay, and your wife helps out also, I believe, correct?
My wife is the vice president, and she's the chair coordinator.
Okay. So coming up on the next season, is there any information that you want to provide before we go pay these bills and get to the next commercial break? Is there any information that you would like to provide? Possibly just any information you want to give them, social media,
You
sign-ups,
can follow
or
us
anything?
on all social medias, Pittsburgh Kings on Facebook, Pittsburgh Kings on Instagram, Pittsburgh Kings on Twitter. You could go on our Facebook page right now and see our 5-part documentary we just released called Building the Kingdom, and that's from the 2019 season. We just released that. Yep, 5 parts.
Man,
And
I need to
nobody
do
knew that was going on. And also, really quick before we go, I am the owner of the 412 Rage Room. I want everybody to go on their Facebook page, the 412 Rage Room, or just 412 Rage. Check all that out and come and see us.
You heard what he said? I heard what he said. And I thank you for you coming to the show. Thank you for
Appreciate you,
Coach's
bro.
Corner. I appreciate it.
Appreciate you.
See you soon.
Grass City TV. Download the app. Grass City TV, the app. 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 Watch live or video on demand. Submit your video or your TV show. Be a part of our network. Join. Stay up to date. Members promo for free. Download for free on Google Play. Watch Grind City TV. Download the app. Grind City TV, the app. 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 Available for free on Google Play. Grind City, baby.
Welcome to another episode of Youth Talk Sports, episode number 6. I'm Coach Joe. I'm here with Sean Moorfield Jr. How are you, sir?
Good.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
So I know that you play football for the Pittsburgh Kings. We just interviewed your dad over there. So tell me, what age did you start playing football?
I started 7.
8 or 7?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
8.
Okay. Awesome. So what about football? What is it about football that you like so much?
I just like it's fun playing the sport. It's just a way for me to do after school activity, have fun, and get my rage out. You know,
Yeah.
take
Okay.
my anger out
Awesome.
with people.
So, if you had, would you say that you have like one of your, who's your favorite football player? Let's go shoot there.
Barry Sanders.
Barry Sanders? No, like, whoa. That's kind of awesome because, you know, that's a little bit, you're a little young, so I wouldn't expect for you to say Barry Sanders. So what is it about Barry Sanders that you like?
His ability to break tackles.
Okay. 'Cause
Like, he's able to break tackles, like, in unbelievable situations.
No, you're absolutely right. We haven't seen a person since Barry Sanders, and I don't know if we'll ever see one again. But if you like
Till I
Barry,
get there.
yeah, okay, awesome. So you play running back?
Yes, sir.
What other positions do you play?
Quarterback. Sometimes I prefer running back, corner, and middle linebacker.
Middle linebacker. So tell me about the linebacker positions that you like.
It's just coming up the field a hole, being able to read the quarterback's eyes. Yeah, because I play quarterback, so it's easier for me to understand what he's doing.
Okay. So what you say you're what, 12?
Yes, sir.
So you play on. So now, what your dad was telling me that the age groups are a little bit different.
Mm-hmm.
I coach for a different league, so our age groups are a little different. So is it 10 and 11, or is it 11 or 12?
It's 11 and 12, yeah.
11 and 12.
And then 13, 14, not 13.
Okay. And that's in the Pac-6. So knowing a little bit about the Pac-6 and that type of area, how did you feel when you went to certain, like for instance, we'll say Greensburg or South Greensburg? How did you feel when you took that trip? And tell me about a game that you had out there.
Well, Greensburg, it was a good experience for me because, like, I had a good game, but we only won 6-0. But if you was there, the announcer would say my name a whole lot, and I was just making tackles, blowing through the O-line. I had, I think, over 100 yards. Had a good game.
Yeah, a good game. So you attend Penn Hills High School too, correct?
Not high school.
I'm sorry, junior high.
Yeah.
In the 7th grade?
Yes, sir.
Now, do you guys have middle school ball, correct?
Basketball, not football.
Not football. Oh, okay, awesome. So when you become a senior, will you be moving up to the high school level? I mean, not senior, I'm sorry. When you become a freshman, you'll be moving up to the high school level?
Yes.
Okay, awesome. And that's in 2 years because you're in the 7th grade, correct? Okay. So do you guys, so with COVID and all that stuff, I asked all the kids, all my interviewers this. So since COVID's hit, so have you guys go to school remotely, or do you guys go to school? Are you guys in school?
So first quarter, we took that first quarter off. It was virtual, and then we went back to school. We went back to school for the second quarter, and now for this third quarter, we went back to virtual because the numbers started to pick back up.
Okay, awesome. So tell me the difference. Do you prefer going to school, or do you prefer it on virtual?
To school.
To school, and why?
Because it's easier to learn, and I just like being with my friends, able to hang out, stuff like that.
Okay, so it's a lot easier for you to learn. So when you do go to school, do you have to get up super early, or how does that work with your school schedule? So is it you have to get up earlier to get on virtual, or is it pretty much the same?
No, I get up earlier going to school, and I get up a little later after on virtual. I like going to school though, because I still get to go to sleep on the bus.
Okay, all right. Awesome. Yeah, that's cool. No, that's cool. So walk me through a day with virtual school. So tell me what your first class is, your second class is. Tell me.
All right. So at first, I wake up, go downstairs, eat, and then my first class is homeroom. That's only like 2 minutes. And then we got gym. Then gym, it's not really like gym. We learn about different types of body. Like I learned about the abs is really called abdomens and stuff like that. Reading, I do reading next, and then we got after reading, it's science, then entrepreneurship, then math, and then we got lunch, and then after lunch it's social studies, then writing, then we got study hall, and sometimes in school, study hall is like our recess.
Like an extra recess. So out of all those subjects, which one would you pick the most? Which one do you like the most?
As of right now, it's entrepreneurship, and then it goes writing, because writing, my teacher makes it fun.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Entrepreneurship will probably be in your blood because your dad is the owner of the Kings. So tell me about a game where you had a tough time playing an opposing team, and tell me the team that you played against.
Actually, it was Greensburg. I was playing for my dad. It was my second year on the Termites. It was the championship. We lost, but that was my fault. It was mostly my fault because I had gave up in like the second quarter. But yeah.
So is it okay? So I'm gonna have ask you two questions. So first is, what made you give up in the second quarter?
What made me give up is because I was overconfident, and then once they got 2 touchdowns, because we don't usually get scored on, and that year we didn't usually get scored on. So once they went up 2 touchdowns, and we had 0 points, I was.
Okay, I understand. So how is it being coached by your dad?
It's fun, but it gets annoying sometimes because, like, he knows I could do different stuff than other people, so he just pushed me a little bit harder.
So who would you say would be the better football player, you or him?
Me, obviously.
Oh, you obviously. So tell me, on the off seasons, what do you do to maintain your skills with football so you can perform on the field?
Sometimes, like in the spring, we do flag football. But like in the winter, if it's an okay day, I might go outside and do some footwork drills, or just regular day, I might run the steps a couple of times.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So before a game, tell me, what do you do? Do you have like a routine before you go? Or matter of fact, is there any music that you listen to that gets you in the mood? Is there any artist that you listen to? Because so far I have King Vaughn. A guy said he likes King Vaughn. One said Polo G, and the other one said, if I'm not mistaken, Chief Keef.
I listen to Pop Smoke or Polo G.
Okay, and why Pop Smoke?
Pop Smoke, his music is just hype. Some of the music I listen to. And Polo G, I don't know, I just like the way he rap.
Okay, so that Polo G's been real popular with that. Mm-hmm. So that's 2 for Polo G, and the rest of the guys probably have just point. So tell me again, tell me the routine. So tell me give me a day where you have a game and walk me through what you do in the morning and up to the game. And even if your dad's involved too, even if he gets on your nerves, rushes you or something, or tell me that.
No, I'll start from the day before. The day before, I usually get my clothes out for the day, so I don't have to be rushing, so he don't get on my nerves. But yeah, I do that, and then once it's like 30 minutes before, get dressed, and then on our way there, I listen to the artist. Then once we're there, might just chill a little bit depending on how early we get there. Then I go get my team, stretch, throw the ball a little bit, get my arm loosened, and then, yeah, get into the game. I don't play special teams because I lose my energy a little too fast.
Okay. So let me ask you a tough question. So being that your dad's a coach, how do you respond when one of your friends get upset with your dad and might not yell but have a disagreement with him? How do you remain calm in that issue?
Since they're my friends, I just tell him like he was right, but like some things he do be saying is wrong, and then sometimes he do be right. So I just tell them calmly, and then they take it well from me because I am their friend.
Okay, all right, good. But we're gonna wrap this up. Before we go, I want to thank the button pusher for always pushing me to be great, and we're gonna go to the coach's corner next. We're gonna go to the coach's corner. Oh, I'm going over there. We're gonna pay some bills. Oh, okay, we're gonna pay some bills, and I get to go to. Oh, that's gonna be awesome. So yeah, we're gonna pay some bills, and I'm gonna get to go to the coach's corner. But before we go, this is Sean Moorfield Jr. Thank you. He plays for the Kings. Thank you for coming.
You too.
looking like pardon, son. 45-inch bench, then it's worth a ton. We long, so they thinking I was.
Don't we'll talk about your man.
Ladies and gentlemen, today, right now, we have a special guest on the show because, you know, people tend to try to slow you down, but, you know, there's always ways to fix it up, speed it up. So today, I decided, you know, what a perfect time for me to interview Coach Joe Saunders, you know, the guy that does the interviewing. So it's great to have you on the show because you're always on the show. So you do that. He's always on the show. My first question is, I'm gonna ask you is, how's Brashear football? Do you coach for Brashear? What do you do at Brashear? You always got this mask on, and I'll be like, I think you need to tell people what it is that you may do at Brashear, or you know what I'm saying? Or you just like a mascot? What do you do at Brashear?
So, what I do at Brashear is, I am the running back coach for Brashear. I want to give a special shout out to Vaughn Madden for helping me get there. But yeah, I'm the running back coach for Brashear. We're second in the city in rushing too. We are the number one team was the champs. So, but yeah.
Okay, so you coach running backs at Brashear. And what is that like? You coach midget football also. You're head coach. You want to just give them a rundown of what it is that you do that allows you to have a resume to interview young athletes? Because, you know, some people would just be like, I'm a coach, and they don't really coach much. But so, you know, you do have a resume of being a coach. You coach more than one team. So can you tell them what it is that you do?
Of course.
So they can have understanding when they start watching the show a little bit more. They be like, oh, I didn't know he did all that, in case they didn't know.
So I started out maybe like 6 or 7 years ago. It's kind of funny because I was actually walking down the street, and my stepdad, I worked at the barbershop, and at the same barbershop that you attended, and I guess you guys were talking about youth football, and you know, he said I got a son that's pretty good at coaching. I was coming home from work. I walked down the street, met you. He said, I'm the head coach for the Swissville Golden Flashers. Gave me a nice interview in regards to getting the offensive coordinator job. It was my first year at a rough time. Like I said, I also give a shout out to you because you pushed me to produce more. I did that for about 3 years. Then Swissville Golden Flashers switched over to Swissville Braddock Wolverines. I coached the 13 and 14s. We won a championship. Did that for about 2 years, and then I got another great interview in regards to being the running back coach for Brashear, and that worked out for me.
Did you do some type of 7-on-7?
Yeah, I did do some type of 7-on-7 prior to that too. We traveled to Michigan, got to be in the big house, got to actually do the same exact Heisman pose as Desmond Howard, so that was awesome. The organization has evolved to Temps. It's a great organization, great people, great coaches, great atmosphere. Also can help you get scholarships if if you're a good player and stuff like that. They do that as well. And it's just been a great journey. Prior to that, ever since I got my start with you, it's been just a great journey. I put in a lot of work, a lot of film time. You know that prior to that, because we, most of the time when I have a game or I'm prepping for a game, a lot of times I sit down with you and we go over a lot of film and stuff like that, even though it's hours at a time. People don't know that, but I always go back to the source, to where people plug me in at, you know what I'm saying? Because most of the time the plug has the best interest for you because it makes him look good as well. So.
And that's one thing, like, I always say, like, I'm gonna jump back to us coaching together at the time where I knew that you were gonna make coaching mistakes. Like, I knew you were gonna make play call mistakes, but I knew that because of the simple fact that you were young and you were new at it. But what was important for me was
consistency, dedication, you know, just being there. So when people would say things to me like, why you let that dude clear a lot of plays and you don't stop him? And then I'm like, well, I coach defense and I got his back. So I tell my defense, you know, our job is to keep the points off the board. So if he can only get 6, then we should win with 6. You know what I mean? That's how I always felt, because at the end of the day, I only cared about the fact that you were there. Like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, you were there. So when people have stuff to say, I will always tell them, like, and this is 100%. I call people out in the crowd. You know what I mean? I call them out. I'll say, you know, you gladly come over here and you can coach. And Coach Pete did step up and coach, but a lot of people don't. And then they want to fight us, and then they want to put us in between each other. So that's one thing that I may not have ever told you, but like I probably already did. But just to let the world hear it and let them know, just it's like that was like one of the most important things to me. That's where I drew the brotherhood and the respect for you, because it was like you don't even have any kids. You don't have no kids a part of organizations. You're at my house, we're watching film for 4 or 5 hours, going through relationship problems because girls think we out cheating and doing all types of dumb stuff. But meanwhile, we up here working on where we got to now, and those girls ain't even here no more. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I really admire the fact, and that I'm always defend the fact, you know what I mean, you're your own man. And some people will always be like, well, you know, Coach Joe, he do this, he do that. I'm like, you know, that's his style, that's how he get down. But at the end of the day, you can't knock this man's commitment. You can't knock his commitment, and you can't knock his growth. You know what I mean? If I would really love to see how many coaches have excelled in such a fast pace. Like, you know what I mean? That's even including myself. You know what I mean? I'm 20 years in and I don't coach high school football. I've never stood on the sidelines of a high school football game as a coach. But as I watch someone that I mentored and brought up and brought in the game as a coach, it's like, all right, well, I'm fine with that. It makes me feel good. It felt good to be on the sidelines watching you at the playoff game. You know what I mean? When you was in the booth, I was talking like, Joe needs to be on the sidelines. He has a different energy. We come from a different energy. We know what the kids want. We know what they expect, and we know what to say to them. You know what I mean? So that's just my long wind of my appreciation, and just letting you know that, like, that was the very first thing that just made me be like, I'm rocking with this dude. And people would always wonder, like, I'm like, he's committed, bro. Commitment is key. You know what I mean? Commitment is key to everything. And, you know, that's just something I just wanted to throw out there. And that'll carry you so much further. Now you got a son. You know what I mean? Being that you got a son, it's going to make you, he's going to play football, and you're going to be even more committed. And it's all going to work out for you for the better. You know what I mean? You possibly have an NFL football star on your hands. You know what I mean? Just by.
We hope so. We hope so.
You know, that's the plan.
We
you know
hope
what I mean?
so. We hope so.
Or doctor or lawyer or whatever the heck. But at the same time, there's push behind it. So the next thing is, question-wise, it's like, how do you, being that you're in a league that there's no restrictions for where your players come from, how do you get your football players on your football team?
In regards, you were talking about youth, right?
Yeah, youth.
Okay.
High school.
Okay, yeah. With youth, it's, what I've learned is, it's being, how can I explain it? It's being, like, passionate with the kids, being like a mentor. Like, I learned that from you. Like, you don't want a kid to be solely dependent on you, but you want to give him enough to where he'll respect you, and then once a kid respects you, he'll be willing to do anything for you. So if you say, I need you to run through this brick wall, or, you know, the offensive line is this brick wall, I need you to run through this, and if that kid respects you and he trusts you, and you have that same type of energy as him, then you know, that's how I remain. That's how I get my kids. Okay. Just having a positive mind frame with them, letting them know that I'm here for them. You know, doing a little extra mile. Like, a lot of times people be like, well, you know, it's, I don't get paid to do this. I don't get paid to do this. I hate when coaches say that. I don't get paid to do this. And it's like, no, you don't get paid to do this at the youth level. So you're doing it for the love.
Money.
Yeah. But you most of the time you do it for the love of the kids and the love of the game, and to be able to give what you've been taught back to the youth. That's how it's supposed to be. If we did that more often, we'd probably be in a better place. But that's I mean, in a perfect world. But I just think that you just be there for a kid. You know what I mean? Like you said, I didn't have any kids when I came into coaching football, so it made it a little bit more challenging for me to like relate to a kid because I didn't have none. Now I have some, and I realize where I might have went wrong with some of the kids that we've coached and stuff like that. But in the same token, just being passionate with the kids. You know what I mean? A lot of these kids come from homes where there might not be a father figure, or homes where there might not be a mother figure. So if a kid comes with not having a father figure, it's not being a father, but just being that ear to that kid if he needs to vent. Or being able to, oh, Coach Joe, you got $20 for me? All right, here. And not I have to be hunting the kid down. You got my $20? So for the most part, yeah, that's how I feel about it.
Yeah, that's how I am. It's just, if you when you take on being a coach, I just give this out to anybody that wants to be a coach, or if you claim to be a coach. If it's a burden to you to realize that, like, you're not done at 6 o'clock. If you think you're going to practice from, excuse me, let me start over. You think you're going to start from 6 to 8 and you're going to be done at 8 o'clock, your job is never done. It's not done. By the time 9 o'clock rolls around, you might just be coming into your home. So, like, my thing is, my question to you is, with your son being a newborn, how do you balance it out? How do you balance that out with the coaching and the being the mentor? Because once the train gets rolling, you can't stop the train from rolling. So is there a supporting cast that you have that allows you, like, for instance, you're here on a Monday, you're here every Monday. I mean, and at that moment in time, do you have a supporting cast that help you to become successful at what you're doing? Or is it like a big financial burden? Like, how do you make this work for yourself and your Powder, you would say?
Yeah.
Powder's his son.
Yeah, that's his nickname.
Pause.
But for the most part, I have a supporting cast. I will say this: as a man, I believe never to give up on your dreams. Never. I won't say anything allow you to give up on your dreams, but make sure that you can manage it, and so that you don't have to give up on your dreams. But I do have a supporting cast. I have a loving mother, and I have a child's mother that make sure that I'm able to do the things that I am able to do to be successful. So I definitely want to give a good big shout out to those two individuals, because, you know what I mean, like, I was a new dad, and it was difficult for me learning some of the things, you know what I mean, in regards to being a dad. But like I said, with my mom and my child's mother, it's been an awesome journey. I wouldn't know what to do without those two.
Okay, so all right, so now, being that you're a head coach, so you had that pleasure to have to be a head coach, but as a running back coach in high school, your vision in high school is to be where, and not like how, I'm pretty sure everybody's future plan is to be a head coach, but some people's aren't, you know what I mean? Some coaches may just want to be an offensive coordinator. Do you see yourself?
I always shoot, like, what I've learned in coaching, and I learned from you, is I shoot for the stars. So at the end of the day, wherever I end up, or wherever I do with coaching, I'm always going to shoot for the higher level. So my time will come when I am a head coach. Just like it came, when you told me one day, Joe, you're going to be a head coach, and I was a head coach, and I won a championship. So yeah, I always shoot high for the stars. I like being a running back coach. I would love to be an offensive coordinator somewhere one day. But whenever that time comes, that time's going to come. I'm just going to keep on working until it comes. I'm not going to stop. You know what I mean? Because, like I said, I'm trying to feed my family with this eventually. Right. So at the end of the day, I just got to put in the hard work, just like a regular athlete would have put in the hard work, and to be successful.
Is there anything that you would recommend a student athlete coming up right now as far as off season, how to prepare themselves for an off season, just to as far as coming into the next season, some things you might want to share to them that the average coach may not say. You have any like special sauce, special advice you may want to give them that they can add to their resume to help them succeed or whatever it is that they do in life or on the field?
Just take time in your craft. What I mean by take time in your craft is, if I was a student athlete again, I would pick 2 positions, or maybe 3, offense, 1 on defense, or whichever 2, however you want to do it, whatever you play, and I would study that craft until I perfect it before I move on to different positions. I would stay confident. I would stay arrogant in a good way. I would stay in the weight room. I would make sure that I eat right for the most part, and I would make sure that my grades are outstanding. That'll probably be the number one thing, is probably make sure that my grades are outstanding, because with a 3.5, if you get an injury in college football or something like that and you maintain a 3.5 or anything like that, you know what I mean, you can pretty much get through, you know what I mean, with decent grades. Anything below 3.5 is, I don't think that, you know what I mean, that's sufficient. But I would just tell an athlete to make sure you maintain the 3.5. I mean, everyone wants a 4.0 and stuff like that, but I say a 3.5 to get you over the hump.
Yeah, that's what I agree. And I've just learned that some colleges now are accepting 3.5s without SATs just because of the times. Could you imagine? Can you imagine this? What type of student you think you would be right now in this
this era right here? Like, see, it'd be different for me, because
would you be a Brad Birch or would you be an Eli Wilson type? Would you be wanting to be? Would you have to want to be in school to make it work, or would you just not want to be in school and be on the computer just to get it done and over with?
Me probably. I'd probably, to be honest with you, I'd probably get up if I was doing this virtual stuff. My mom would probably contest. I'd probably get up. I'd probably get me something to eat or whatever the case may be. I would get on the computer. I'd be on time, because I've always liked to be on time. But then I would probably lag off and probably play the game or something at the same time. You know what I mean? If there was some girls on the screen or something, I'd probably be clicking and looking at the girls. You know what I'm saying?
For me, I would probably got a lot of whoopings.
Yeah.
Probably got smacked in the head for not paying attention and stuff. So for me, honestly, I just felt like school was where I should have been. Like, it just felt like that's where everybody was at. Like, you know what I mean? It was just like,
that's where it was at.
Well, I don't want to sit home all day. Like, all the girls are in school, all my friends are in school, the sports is in school, dodgeball's in school.
Everything's
like,
in school.
So now I'm sitting at home on this computer every day. I'm like, I'm tempted. I work on a computer, and I'm tempted I'm not even tempted. I am on social media all the time. And I'll be like, why you on social media all the time? You don't have nothing to do. It's just a tab. I'm working on a computer. You know what I mean? Because I'm studying film and so like that's what I was saying earlier. About the coaching. It just never ends. No. You know what I mean? It just never ends. You know what I mean? So
I probably wouldn't. The school thing virtually. I probably wouldn't. I probably wouldn't get with that. I probably wouldn't get with it. I would have bad grades.
So my next question is, because you tend to ask this question to all the kids.
Okay. So
out of all the guys you coach with, who's your favorite coach?
That's out of all the guys I coach with, who's my favorite? Well, I'm gonna go. See, no, I gotta give him in order, because there's not just one guy that I coach with. I give him.
You don't let the players do that.
No, yeah, but I've coached with. See, there's differences though. There's different. I was a head coach, so I had people under me. I was a coordinator, so I was a young man.
They're all still coaches.
Who's your favorite coach, Joe?
I don't know. I want to say Joe Saunders, but I'm gonna go with Scrap Wilson. Because I mean, you got to go with the one that gave you the start. But I wanted. There's another guy that I like to coach with. I know he watches the show. It's Coach G. He's the offensive line coach for Bashir. I like coaching with Vaughn Madden. Lucius. I like coaching with Lucius. Who else?
He likes coaching with both of the guys that cheated us.
Well,
okay.
yeah. Well,
They're good coaches.
I don't
They're good
prefer-
coaches, but y'all
I
know
don't
I'm
prefer-
bringing that one up.
I don't prefer to coach with TK though.
You heard me?
I
I'm
don't
bringing that one
But I
up.
don't prefer to coach with TK.
I don't know who that is.
You know the church guy.
You ever watch Men in Black?
I don't know who that.
Boom.
Oh, all right. I don't.
Oh,
Yeah, I
who's
don't
that?
prefer. I don't prefer that. I
Yeah.
like Bob too.
Bob's a great guy.
Yeah, I mean, I like
Bob's
Bob.
just misunderstood because he comes from a different time.
Yeah, I
I
like
mean,
Bob.
he's hard
Who
nosed.
else I like? Corey Trash.
You know, Corey's, you know,
Trash.
yeah,
Your man's trash.
no,
Yeah.
he's a good guy.
No, he's
he's
not.
he's a good coach,
All
man.
right, yeah, man.
He's a good
He's
coach.
trash.
See now,
I'm having fun.
he's having fun.
Trash.
For those people out here that y'all out in the football world, you know, there's a controversial coaching disagreements in the world
The Michigan
sometimes.
guys that were up there that we
But you know.
smacked in 7-on-7, those guys are trash.
When you beat people, I guess you can call them trash. You know what I mean?
Sorry.
But, you know, to me,
My opinion, just my opinion though. People are allowed to have opinions.
and that just comes from, you know, coaching. I sometimes, you know, as I'm sitting here,
We got Sean in them too though.
it looks like a whole mirror right now. I remember when I was like 12, 15 years ago, I just feel like I'm talking to myself right now. This is a whole
Yeah.
mirror. I've been here
Yeah.
before. I've been
Yeah.
right here before.
I said it
One-
publicly.
One day, Joe's
What's your
gonna.
favorite coaching moment?
The favorite coach, to be honest with you,
All time. What's
all
your
time.
favorite coaching
Okay, so it's on YouTube. We were down 21-0 at the half against the Hill District. We came back and beat them 24-20. They were down.
24. You were down 20.
Yeah, we're down 20. Yeah, we
20
came back.
nothing.
Yeah,
You
down
came
20
back and won.
Came back and won. Yep. With a supporting cast. So it was Lucius, Scrap, you were there. Pete was there. Box was there.
I'm
And I ain't saying the rest of you people.
Now he's wrong, Chris, because y'all getting the interview y'all ain't like never got before. Okay, now listen. I understand all the people who was there, but they was already there. Okay,
Yeah, well. but
they
I
were
ain't saying
losing
the rest.
20-0.
Yeah.
Okay, and then the ghost of Coach Miss Pass kicked in the door.
Oh, come on. Come on.
Kicked in the door, and I came in irate, and I seen my brother look at me like, he's right. I'm woke.
And that other dude, you ain't do nothing. You didn't help nothing. You
Said
didn't
I'm up.
change anything on the defense or
I'm
nothing.
turned up. The players turned up, and then they came out.
Lucius, I got us.
And they came out and they won the championship. But I'm really going to say that the ghost of Coach Miss Pass kicked in the door.
He had a little fun.
When he got there, ladies and gentlemen, it was 20-0.
We was losing.
When he kicked in the door
Bad,
and
too.
came out the half, they came back.
Well, we gave
Not
Frankie
to
the
mention-
ball, though. Keys.
I ended up on the sidelines.
Yeah. That was a beautiful moment for them. That was a beautiful
One
moment
thing
for
I
them.
didn't do, I didn't go by a ring. Okay.
Yeah, we didn't. Yeah.
There was coaches that wasn't even part of the team, went by rings.
Truth is coming out now.
And became game changers and bought their own rings before the kids had a ring.
It's terrible.
We're all family cool, but when it come to
All
football
cap.
conflicts,
All cap.
we got football conflicts amongst, you got a whole bunch of friends that coach football. And then we end up facing each other and then, you know.
Your son said they won because Scrap came there. Come on, Joe.
Who said that?
Eli.
Come on, Eli. Eli, relax. Relax.
They know. Everybody
Relax.
everybody in the world
You
knows
wasn't there, Eli.
that, you know, I bring that energy.
Bishop Canavan.
It was exciting for him to be there. And, you know, I turned my brother up, too. It wasn't
Yes.
even a bad thing. I turned my brother up. He was down. He was really down at the moment. And I got a phone call.
Eli, your 7-on-7
Players called
coach is
me.
trash.
Players called me at work. Joshua Pringle, a.k.a. Chico, happy belated birthday. In Paris, they said, Coach Scrap,
You ratted us out.
come up here and give us some discipline. I said, I cannot give y'all discipline in 30 minutes.
See, Lucius?
But I can turn y'all up. I'm on my way. I stopped cutting here. I said, what? I got there. I seen Joe. Joe looked at me. He said, oh, my bro's here.
Yeah, come on
I got
over.
work to do. Let me wake up. And then he woke up. And then he started, yeah. And next thing you know, he's from the Hill. And he beat his hometown. I know I heard. It hurt, but it didn't. You know
Coming
what I mean?
home.
So we're going to wrap this up. We had a wonderful show tonight.
We actually did.
If everybody's out there wondering, how did I end up coaching Joe? And then how did Sean Moorfield 1
Sean
and
Jr.
2 end up on the show? And that was it.
Because
what really happens is people do not take this the way it's supposed to be taken. So we got the whole crew.
Yeah.
Everybody's coming up here.
Shout out to Vaughn.
Shout out Vaughn. Shout
Coach
out
G.
Coach Joe ain't gonna like this. Shout out Coach Gary. Shout out
Yo, I forgot to mention my Pittsburgh Kings coaches, man. I love y'all. All 6 of y'all.
Coach James.
Make sure y'all come out this Saturday for the toy drive. We got toy drive from 12 to 3 at this location. What's the address, Buttons? 2034 Monongahela Ave, Swissville, PA, 15218. We will be accepting donations, and the following week we will be passing out gifts and things like that according to what it is that we receive. So if y'all have any donations or anything, everything has to be unwrapped, and don't try to clean out your house on us and be bringing raggedy toys and stuff. Dollar Tree, Dollar General, everything like that. Coloring books, crayons. We just here to there's definitely somebody out here that is in need. Just because you may not think crayons is a lot for you, a coloring book and a crayon, it can change somebody's life, and you really don't know that, because everybody can't get a video game. Everybody don't live that great. So again, thanks for having everybody. I appreciate everybody coming on the show. Still continue it. Remember, the show must always go on, and the grind don't stop.
The Kings, baby. Pride. Youth Talk Sports. Thank you.
Download the app. Grind City TV, the app. 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 Watch live or video on demand. Submit your video or your TV show. Be a part of our network. Join. Stay up to date. Members promo for free.